There is a difference between being poor and being broke. Broke is temporary, but poor is eternal. Money comes and goes, but if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it and can begin building wealth. People's life are forever controlled by two emotions, that is fear and greed. So many people say, "Oh, I'm not interested in money," yet they will work at a job for 8 hours a day. Thinking that a job makes you secure is lying to yourself. Intelligence solves the problem and produces money. Now we can look how to build a good foundation first. Rule number 1. The poor work for money, the rich have money work for them. Understand that we all have the choice to work for money or to have money work for us. Fear and greed lead us to the trap and thereby controls our emotions. One of the basic difference between the rich and everybody else is that the rich play a long game. Most people only think short term. Many live from month to month. If you want to play the long game and win, then you must be prepared to deal with losses in the short term. The losses involve walking away from the instant benefit for the benefits after a decade. There are deals and transactions that require instant benefits. But if that is all a person takes part in, it is almost impossible to get rich. Multiple millions and billions are built. They are grown over several years and in some cases over several decades. Rule number 2. Understand the difference between an asset and a liability. Is your house an asset or a liability? Of course, it's a liability. Until to repay the entire mortgage of 20 to 30 years. The rich buy assets, the poor have expenses, and the middle class buy liabilities, thinking they are assets. You must learn the difference between an asset and a liability and buy assets. The simple definition of an asset is something that puts money in your pocket. Many so-called experts on money and accountants will have a much different definition that involves complex mathematics. But the reality is that unless something is putting money in your pocket, it's not an asset. There are many things that can be considered assets. These include things like investment real estate, a business, product like books or art, or the dividends from stock and bond investments. The simple definition of a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Common liabilities include things like cars, vacations, clothes, eating out, unused subscriptions, and more. If you look at the budget of a poor person, you will see that it is full of liabilities and no assets. Rule number 3. Mind your own business. Minding your business is about buying revenue generating assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estates that generating net positive income instead of liabilities or vanity goods. Rule number 4. Financial literacy is pertinent. Work towards building a financial IQ. Understand the basics of accounting and how the financial market works. Most importantly, analyze how the science of making money and investing works. Listen to financial podcasts. Podcasts can be a great way to soak up financial news while you do housework, run errands, or walk the dog. Read personal finance book. If you prefer books, there is no shortage when it comes to learning about personal finance. Use social media. Use your favorite social media channels to follow financial experts on Twitter or LinkedIn, or maybe join a personal finance Facebook group. Talk to a financial professional. A financial professional can answer your financial questions, whether it is about the basic day-to-day money situations or more complex long-term scenarios. Rule number 5. The rich invent money. The real money is in training our mind to be financially intelligent. We will be willing to take risks and invest in opportunities that others do not see. Look for a problem people have that you can solve. Look for just one problem, not two. Good at solving the problem, add a few more people, and then create a system that takes you out of having to be there to solve the problem. When the system can solve the problem via technology or other people that work instead of you, then duplicate that system and help a lot more people.